Hey Coco, hey Adam. I guess I still need to get the first redemption thing going. I need to figure out how Netter has that set up and get that figured out. Hello. Welcome to the stream. It's been a bit. I still have 3 minutes, so I'm gonna go get some water and I'll BRB. All right. Hey y'all. Welcome. Hopefully you can hear me pretty well. It looks like everything's coming through. Coco was here first, but only if you believe in the linear flow of time. Adam was first in spirit, which is what really matters. I mean, y'all are both here, so really, like, that's what matters. But if it makes y'all feel better, yeah, whoever was first is first. It's been a bit. Hello. Welcome. Again, hopefully everything sounds fine. I am just gonna go for it. I was having issues where Ecamm was just freezing. Obviously, remember my mic has issues. I'm going to try to refrain from touching it, and hopefully that will keep it from going in and out. Should be enough. Hey, can you not eat bags? Hey, that's not for you. And it's been a bit. So, welcome back to my stream, and I'm glad to be back. I'm still not guaranteeing that this is going to be regular, but I will try my hardest to be here at least one time a month, if not more. I don't think I made it through any of October. So hopefully more things happen here. All right, so what are we doing tonight, coding wise? I realize I would really like a way to get feedback from users besides just asking for reviews. Hey, that bag has been there for months. Sorry, the dog is digging through a bag. That has been there forever. And in order to do this, I could just, let Camp Notes get its own feedback into Firebase, but then it's secluded to only Camp Notes. I'd really like to implement this in iHog also and give the chance for for people in iHog to request features that they actually want or give me bug fixes, that kind of stuff. In Camp Notes, I currently have Canny. It's hooked in there, which is fine. It does require a barrier of entry for a user to log in, which, meh. Music's loud compared to my voice. Thanks, Coco. Let's fix that. Interesting. Okay, that's down. Let me bump up. All right, I bumped up both audio and took down a little bit of the synth of the system audio. We'll see what happens. Hopefully that's a little bit better though. Looks like, yeah, cool. Yeah, so that was the issue with Canny. It requires a barrier of entry. So I figured, why not try my hand at trying to build my own feedback system and make it to where others could possibly use it, because why not over-engineer it from the get-go? That sounds very much like me. So we're going to go with that. And that's what I'm doing. We're going to be making AI do most of the things, though. Not because I can't code, but because I want to improve my AI workflows and see how I can make it work better with it. So it's gonna be a lot of that tonight. I'm switching it up a bit. I canceled my Claude code. I downgraded my Claude subscription. I did bump it up a bit to get through their ship-a-ton, and then I downgraded it, and now I have Cursor. So we'll be using Cursor tonight to get through this. Okay, notifications are turned off. So let's hop in. Where is everything? Also, my Ecamm has been really buggy. For some reason, it's freezing. Like, I just told it to switch. I just literally told it to switch things, and it's not. Like, switch scenes. So this is really cool. And now it's just black with nothing here, which is great. Aha. All right. We're here. We have things. All right. I really like when it decides to finally work. All right. So like I said, we're building Cursor. We're in Cursor. Gonna be trying to bend AI to do what I need it to do. We'll see what happens here. I'm also over engineering with tests and such right now, which is not necessarily the greatest type of thing to do, but that's what we're gonna do. All right. The idea of this, hold on, I shouldn't have pulled this up yet. One sec. Let's big me with little me here. It's fine. Let me open Figma and get the oh, I guess I could just talk through. I have a document showing the architecture. I don't know why I'm like, meh, can't do that. Where'd it go? Architecture. Okay, so the idea here is what I have learned. I don't know why it is never correct. Like the architecture, it's like the mermaid diagram is like, we can't do it. And I'm like, I don't understand. You worked before. Is it gonna show? I never know. I'm sorry that Ecamm is really buggy. You're right, you don't see anything because I don't know why it does this. Hold on, let's try the other one. I even updated before it all worked before, and then I updated and now it's not working. And I thought it was an issue with looks like the one true perfect architecture. No code at all. Fun fact, it's a no code platform. So therefore, this is perfect. I did make the joke. So my wife's out of town and I was telling her goodbye, good night, and like via text and all that jazz. And I was like, I'm gonna stream tonight. And I told her, and I told her I was gonna stream tonight. And then I realized that Ecamm was being real buggy. Like we see here, there's nothing coming through. And I was like, just kidding. I'm not going to stream. I'm actually going to go to the Apple store across the river and buy a new laptop because I'm guessing it's like a performance issue. That's always my solution, is just buy a new computer and see what happens. It could very much be an Ecamm issue. It could be who knows what issue. But this is boding very well. Needless to say, I'm here, so I thought that it could survive and do this, but I'm guessing it's not. I'm not guessing. It very much is not. Can we try again? Well, this might have been a bust, y'all. I really was excited to try to stream and do this and have like a video showing how I've been using cursor and stuff, but it's not having fun. It's not vibing. It's not vibing, so therefore I don't get to vibe and code, or as the cool kids say, vibe code. This? Aw, thanks Coco Type for subscribing at least. That's nice. I appreciate that. We know that works, like the little thing that pops up, so that's great. Really? And we know we can come back here. Hi. And if I go back. It's gotta be something with Ecamm, right? Or Tahoe being weird. I did not update anything since the last time I've done this, which could be an issue, I guess. All right, let's try one other trick. And now it's frozen. Donating to the retail troubleshooting fund. I appreciate it. To be honest, that's like the easiest way for me to do it. That's the easiest of what I like to do is the retail troubleshooting fund. But I have a feeling that even if I did, even if I did spend money, it probably would not fix this issue. I think I actually probably need to just download OBS and try with that. But as we know from Nutter streams, that is also an issue. Hey, you already got to bark at the bartender tonight. Like, you don't need to bark at me too. Stop. Sorry, Thorgy's being Thorgy. Get Thorgy a podcast. I mean, I think there's plenty of space now. Sounds like, I mean, I listened to Under the Radar's last podcast. You know, there might be enough. I wonder if I can get him to talk about Swift and things will be okay. And things can work. All right, hold on. We might be able to like, just not use the proper like thing here. All right, I think we have at least the screen up, so it should be working. Thorgy would love a podcast. He would chat about anything. Does he actually know what it is? I don't know, but he would chat about it. He is definitely a chatter. He loves to talk. Let's make it fix this first. I wonder if it's just my preview that's broken. Because there definitely is. There we go. Hold on. Alright, so that was the only thing that was broken. Great. I love when that's the case. Alright, so architecture here. We have the main app. We're gonna have a couple different packages. So this is a Swift package using Hummingbird. We're gonna have a couple different packages here. You'd sub to that podcast. Alright. I will get on that. I have an extra microphone somewhere. I will get on that. Welcome to Under the Hydrant, a show of all the independent K9 OS app development. I am Thorgy Wilson. Under the Hydrant is usually not longer than 30 minutes, so let's get started. It would be perfect. It'd be great. Honestly, no one would probably want to chat more than like 10 minutes though, with how loud and how it's just the same thing over and over. So therefore, it would definitely be not longer than 30 minutes. I guess it would not be wrong. Yeah. I'll get on that. I have a couple mics. We could do this. I bet someone would subscribe, like, and pay money to watch a corgi bark at them for like 10 to 15 to 30 minutes. But do you think I could get a DC invite? Like Thorgy could get a DC invite if we did that though? That would be the good part. All right. So let's hide that to make this a little bit bigger. How this is working, it is a Hummingbird framework. Again, that's what we use at work for the Swift. That's what I'm most comfortable as a Swift web server framework. So that's what we're going with. Language, we're doing Swift 6.0. Latest, greatest, let's just use it. Postgres SQL for the database. Obviously, Swift Package Manager for the package manager. Because, well, where it's a Swift package app, that's what we're doing. Somehow only Thorgy gets a DC invite and Apple doesn't let you join. Oh, that would be quite a, that'd be interesting. So do you think he'd just get to run amok of like on campus? Like he just gets to frolic where like Tim Cook does his intro underneath the rainbow like arches. Like he's just running around there and being like the crazy dog that he is. Because honestly, I bet more people would be really excited about DC if that whole area was just filled with corgis. Anyway, someone should pitch that to them and make sure that we all get invites because this is where it started. So right now my idea is to break this up into 5 different targets. So 5 different like modules inside the package, right? We have the app, which is going to be the entry point. We have the different controllers, different services, data, models, that kind of thing. So the controllers are going to be the different endpoints. We have the services that get to talk to the data and the models and do all like the business work. The data is going to be like the database structure itself. So interfacing with the database, and it's going to be the only target that ever touches like actual Postgres, to be honest. No other target will do that. And so then we go from the data target, like will return the models, which is what the services talks through, right? Yeah, basically that, chasing Federighi across the Apple Park. Exactly. And you know what? I bet people would actually appreciate that more than the F1 thing that they did this year. That's what's gonna happen there. Just high level, defining more of that jazz. So the reason why this document is also very well structured is because I worked with AI for like a couple hours, like 3 or 4 hours, to actually get this document right. Because I want to be able to loop through it all, and so whenever I'm making a plan, I can reference and how to implement it. Like it needs to follow this architecture, and it has to do these things with the different responsibilities. Here's the idea of how like feedback goes through. Anyway, so make all these documents. Therefore, when it's a lot easier to give it to like an AI to say, this is what the architecture is. This is how we need to implement it. This is what's expected to happen. And that way it has a better guidance. I found if I can give it more information like this up front, it gives me a lot better code quality on the way back. These are just different examples. Separation of concerns, the idea there. This actually isn't right because models goes back to services. So I should probably rephrase that. We have different services. So we'll have an auth service because I'll do like magic links. We'll do user service, which is going to be like updating user info, stuff like that. So the app. So again, this is like a user feedback. A user can have multiple apps, mainly because I have multiple apps. So you can put this into your app, get users feedback. And what I mean by feedback is like, hey, like those little surveys that pop up at the bottom of apps, like did you enjoy this? Thumbs up, thumbs down, like leave a message, that kind of thing. I always like to think of a monetization plan. So that's the deal there. That's why that's there, for the subscription service. I'm going to try to actually use, Lemon Squeezy for the payment hooks here, webhooks here, payments here. I don't want to be a merchant of record. So that's my plan. We'll see how that goes. I applied for them and they didn't approve me yet. They said I had to be closer to actually being like launching for them to approve me, which was really weird, but it is what it is. And then I'm putting in unit tests to make sure everything can be mocked and stuff like that. So that's what's going on here. The idea is that and then I've made like an overview of what needs to be done. What I'm expecting to get done in point 1. Made the task of what's supposed to be done in point 1. Currently in the middle of figuring out the final bits of the repository. Everything went really well for tasks 1 through 8. I decided at that point I was doing every single task like separately, making a plan for it, having it implement the plan, that kind of thing. And then I was like, you know what? It's been doing great. Why don't we just wrap up the last 3 repositories and do it all at once? And that is where things broke down. So that is what we're in the middle of fixing right now, is all that jazz. So yeah, the couple things that I noticed that were actual issues in here. The testing that I'm going back to fix right now, or what I'm trying to fix right now. Inside user repository. We have like this function. Not user repository, user app repository. My bad. We have this function. We had a function. Where to go? User tracking repository. Sorry. Lots of a usage tracking repository. I should probably put some comments here to actually describe what's going on for each one. So like this normalized month, it takes in a date. It uses the calendar.current. I should probably be passing in an actual calendar. Same thing for the date. Like the date's being passed in there, but like here, find user by ID and month. But here we're using like where was it? Here we're just saying a default date. We're not saying what month, like what date it should be on. So that's like it should probably bring it in for testing purposes. Like I should define the date and stuff like that. So that's what I'm trying to refactor a little bit before continuing. Either that or they introduce their new SVP, Software Korg Federighi, and it's just Thorgy with a big hairdo. I'd be down. You think? I'd be down. That would be fun. He could then earn his keep here. Because, man, is he a high maintenance dog? He is a very high maintenance dog. He has allergies at the wazoo. He is getting groomed every month. It'd be nice if he actually earned his keep a little bit. All right, so let's make a plan to allow for calendar and date to be passed in, or calendar to be passed into the repository to be initializer and set to be used to make it more testable. This should happen in any repository that a calendar is needed in. I just want to plan it here. I don't really need it. I don't really need like a whole separate like file plan. Like it can happen just inside this part. So usually I make me like a file plan so I can go back and see, but this is something really small that it should be easy to do. Hopefully, I say that. You know, we'll see what happens. You know what? I bet he does. I bet he has to go to like the human groomer very often to get that like nice and sculpted in. It's probably part of his like package, his like compensation plan, right? Like he gets like instead of an FSA, it's like a HSA for hair allotments. All right, update tests for the usage repository, future considerations. Sure. I guess that's the only one that needs it. Is that the only one that needs it? I doubt that's actually the only one that needs it. I guess so. So this is a... Which subscription is this? Okay, so this is the Lemon Squeezy subscriptions. I guess I don't have to normalize here, which is great. Review. Okay, so it's going to take in a calendar. We're going to use that calendar. It defaults to .current, which is great. This looks fine. Keep it. And it looks like the build is at least complete. So let's see if testing works. Oh, I'm not running. It's not going to work. Wait, stop. Just stop. Just wait. Hello, Poras. What's up? How's it going? Hold. You know why it's not going to work? Because I don't have Docker running. If you don't have Docker running, it's definitely not going to work. All right, let's try this again. And we'll just do the usage tracking repositories. Well, I'm sorry that your English is too weak. I unfortunately don't know any other languages. At least definitely not fluent enough to try to even do a stream in a different language. But I hope your night is going well. I am seriously multitasking on this stream because we're waiting for the test to run, which it looks like we're failing. That's fine. I actually just want to make sure this one runs. Stop. And let's just run this, the month normalization, right? That was the first one we had adjusted, and then I'll work through the others. It did not. Great. Why did it? What happened? Awesome. Let's go see how that did. Usage repository tracking. Tests. Nope. Usage tracking repository tests. There we go. Okay. What do we have going on here? So it was just the month thing. Okay, can you wait, does VS Code not do that thing where I can, there we go. I was like, it has to do this drop down. Why does it need to do all of this? Okay, this is doing way too much. Or my usage tracking repository function is not doing what I wanted it to do. Because all this does is return a date. That's all we have to check. I've been battling this whole time. It honestly just needs to check the date. Oh my God, where is it? Usage tracking repository tests. Okay, so I don't actually care. This test is way too complicated. It only needs to make sure that the date given is returns as the first of the month. Let's give it a date of December 8th, 2025. So it should return December 1st, 2025. Let's see what happens. All right, so it makes a date from these components, which is fine. And then okay, still too complicated. Usage tracking item object. It's literally just the function we are testing. There's a guy on YouTube I'm chatting with. You don't know coding, but you're getting a master's in AI and ML. Will I be your teacher? I probably will not be able to help you, honestly. I've done a lot of coding, basically of learning on my own. I highly suggest, if you don't know anything about coding, there's a lot of like how to code videos, and a lot of like getting started type things. With AI, you probably want to get started with like Python and stuff like that, but that would just be my suggestion. You are welcome to ask questions here, but I probably am not great at teaching someone how to code from a very start, like base level. Hello, welcome in. All right, let's see. No, it's still what? Dude, stop. Let's see. Mix of both. Mainly just vibe coding it and trying to use cursor to get what I want. And we'll see how it goes. So created.month. Hold on. Equals you. So like using cursor to figure out, to kind of, I'm trying to vibe code it, I guess is what you would say. I'm trying to let the AI, let cursor do as much as possible. Of course, I'm here testing it. I'm putting in tests in also to make sure it's right, that kind of thing. It still did not clean up how I wanted it to. I don't need to do any of this. I also don't need this. All it has to do is let repository. Well, I already have a user repo. Right? Yeah. I don't understand. Let normalize month equals repo.normalize month is inaccessible due to internal protection level. So this is why you actually have to know like what you're doing at the same time. Because like it was just gonna take me out in circles on getting this test, which is really just this. Like if we go check out this test here, it's a very simple function that I want. It just takes in the date and it's gonna return the first day of the month. So if I give it December 8th, that's gonna return December 1st. If I give it July 31st, it's gonna give me July 1st, that kind of thing. It's internal, but for some reason, it didn't import this as testable, so it's not gonna be able to find it. So it just imported data normally, which is, it shouldn't. Because you have to, for Swift to work, you have to import the testable so that we can test internal functions. So that should, yeah, there's no created, it's just normalized month equals December 1st. And that should be good. Now let's run that and see what happens. But you do know traditional one, right? How many years of coding experience? Yeah, I've done traditional coding. I mean, like, I am a software engineer. I do iOS app development. I have multiple apps on the App Store. I've been coding about 5 years now. I've been in my app job for about 2. I just hit my third year mark in October. So yes, I am. I do the codes. I do the codes. I do the things. I do need the database though. Hold on. Oh, I need to get why cursor. I don't know why this happened. Okay, so great. We are now green here. We've passed this part. So what is the next thing that doesn't pass in this test? So great, fixed it. All it does is it makes sure it normalizes the dates, which is what it needed to do. Now, let's figure this out. Okay, so create what is the one that's, if I run this, what's the one that's breaking? Let's run the tests. So this is how coding looks. Can you explain in layman terms what you are doing now? Yeah, I mean, I could try. So basically, I'm building an app, like a user feedback system. So, you know, in apps or websites where they ask you like thumbs up, thumbs down, how's this feature type doing? That's what I'm building. These are currently tests. So I'm writing tests to make sure the repository, so what's accessing the database, is actually going to be properly like formatting the data and getting the data correctly from the database. I am trying to figure out why these are failing. So the expectation field here for why. Does not equal nil. So usage tracking is equal to nil for some reason. Okay. And that was in create with valid usage tracking. What does that mean? All right, so we have the app repository, a test database here. So basically I've created a user. So that should be stored in the database. The test app, created app. So if I run this, hold on. I'm gonna erase this. So this would actually make my database wipe itself. So we're gonna delete that. Oh, I can't. My streaming software is being weird, so I can't really go and show what the database looks like because it's not gonna let me switch the view easily, which is annoying. But it's equal to, so what's happening here is this found usage tracking is coming up with nothing for some reason. So that shouldn't be the case. It should come up with something. And same with the ID. So we have 5. Okay, so all this does is it goes and it makes sure that it was actually made in the repository. So it returned it properly. Well, if it returned it properly, like, are we just returning or is it actually returning like what's written? Hold on. We get the normalized month, which is great. From whatever's inside here. It goes through and it creates a Postgres query, so it goes and writes it into the database, which is what we want. It grabs the row that's returned. Okay, so it should just be returning what's in the database. Like, it doesn't actually, like, return anything else. So this should... I don't understand why we're verifying. Like, this should just work. So this is testing multiple things, which is not what I like. Okay, so that should just work. That's fine. So if I run this again, it should pass now, I believe. Okay, great. So because I know insert's working because it's returning that object back, I don't really need to test that the find function works inside this one test. I'm very big on like a test only test one thing. So this was testing the creating functions. So the next one, which is find by user ID and month with an existing record. So this means that a user is going to be made. We're going to have apps with it. And then we're going to be able to find it. Where is it going to fail? All right, so this is where it was failing before. Ten submissions, create user ID, submission count. Why though? What happens if does it do breakpoints? It might do breakpoints. I did not do breakpoints. That's cool. Okay. My guess is something's not working here. Like it's not decoding properly for some reason. Or it's not being written properly. Hold on. Let's go back here. Run this specific test. Oh, sweet. Alright, so that is done. So why is it coming up nil? Okay, so it looks like it should be right. We have information here in the database. User ID, app ID, the ID record. Users here. So why? Making sure it's all gonna match here. Oh no, that should be right. It's like, that's the issue. But I don't think it is. So let's do some debugging. And then let's run it again. I don't really need to run it again. Okay, that's fine. It should clean up first anyway. So basically all I did here. Oh, go back. One more. No, come on. Work with me. Okay, so what I did here was all I did was log it. So it's gonna come out in the terminal somewhere. All right, so where are we? Okay, so here's the user ID, app ID, and the month. I bet it's this. The month time is throwing it off. Hey, Mono, what's up? You see what I'm doing? Insert random code thing here. Have I tried? Insert another one here. Not yet. Insert other code thing Mono has on his radar this week. Not yet. Okay, so let me just make sure these actually match first. So we have the FFC, which is the user ID, which is right. We can see that. You go away. Thank you. Here. Wrong thing. GitHub, go away. You're not useful. Oh my gosh. And then I made everything go away. Today is my lucky day. I am sure it is, Manu. It's always a good day when you're here in chat. You make it fun. All right, so it looks like these are right. I think it's the fact that the month doesn't match that's causing my issues. Because everything's finding nil. So I'm guessing it's that the month isn't right. Because it says that my collected count is 0 rows. Yeah, so it's not matching. So that normalizes the month. Which is not... So when it gets written, this month isn't including the time? No, there's no time. Okay. Find, what is it? Here it is. Never matches, never finds a, match. Oh, you do have a question now. Okay. Well, I mean, always ask me questions. I'm down. I can always attempt to answer them. Okay, so find by user app, user ID, and app ID, and month. Wow, that's quite a function. Finds a match. Never finds a match because the normalized month has a time, but the hold on. I probably don't have a really good answer for you at all, to be honest, because I have no idea. This is my first. I don't really know what I'm doing with the Postgres stuff. Just one sec though. But the database, the column only stores the actual date without a time. How do you suggest we fix this? Is the dot query a prepared statement? I know that particular query can't be SQL injected. Raw SQL is both lovely and terrifying. Yeah, it is. So I wish I could tell you. I wish I could give you an answer. I have no idea if it's it is working, is what I know. I do not know why it's working or how it's working. Usually, if I'm going to do something with Postgres, I actually use I usually use this, and I don't really have to worry about it. An ORM called Fluent. And I don't really have to then worry about it. But I am not using that. I am using today. I am using Postgres Neo, which also written by Vapor, but everything is like more raw, right? So you have to write your own like queries and decode everything yourself and all that fun stuff. So like the query insert into, and it's just query with the loggers. Well, at first glance, this looks like a classic case of SQL injection. The API ensures that this usage is safe. The first parameter of the query method is not a plain string, but a Postgres query, which implements the Swift's string interpolation. So maybe that answers you. Answers the question you were asking, actually. I'll drop a link to what I'm using. Yeah, because I do know it causes issues in some cases where I am doing a thingamabob. Hold on. Where did it go? I don't think this is it. Unsafe. There are a couple cases where I use unsafe SQL. It doesn't actually say why, like what the difference is. Because like this is a whole mess, right? With pulling the nulls in and stuff like that. And because it's like joining and everything is actually just a Swift string. So by doing the unsafe SQL, I have to like declare itself is completely unsafe, which is meh. I don't necessarily like it. I'm on a route to try to fix that also, at some point, but yes. All right. So here are the solutions. So the month column is date, but normalize returns a Swift date. Yeah. Cast the parameter to date in SQL. Recommended, since Postgres Neo string interpolation handles parameters. I can I can do like a date of this. So this is something that really frustrates me about AI sometimes, is it's like, here's a solution, but it might not support it. So, you know, try something else. I'm like, what? Useful when I'm asking you for a solution. Cast the column to ensure type matching. Okay. If we're not sure that Postgres Neo's interpolation supports this, how does it support that? I don't know. Compare using a range to avoid the issue. That seems wrong also. We could just do the string. Ooh, okay. Actually, I like solution 4 the best, just because I can read it. It's like the easiest for me to understand. To where we make it a string, but then we cast it. That one makes the most sense to me. So let's see what happens first to try to get this working, and then we might have to update it later. You found a Johannes. Query API with raw string. Wait, what happened here? What? You recommend deprecating the query API for string, and it's strictly necessary in reintroducing it while making it explicitly. Is dangerously designed. Oh yeah, I know about Johannes. I haven't actually talked to him, but I know him. He is like a big like Swift server guy. He works for Apple on the Swift server like working group. He was one of the people that makes Hummingbird. Or works on Hummingbird, the web server I'm using. And I think Coco is also using Hummingbird in places. Well, I respect little Bobby tables. Oh, this is your son's school. We're having some computer problem. Oh, this is a good one. I like it. It's a good XKCD where Bobby Tables, as they call him, loses every record. It's a classic. Yeah. Such a good one. Yes. Don't worry, we've got this for you. If this is violated, I agree this is a real problem. But even if the string-based query function is okay, the reality is that SQL injection appears to be entirely possible using Postgres Neo. Suppose the user decided to build up a raw query as a string. Ah, yes, the unsafe query. Is only defined for the event. This seems like a lot. It actually seems like I'm probably okay to keep going with this. For values only known at runtime. Yeah. It is not particularly ergonomic. It is very hard. Oh, damn. Columbus scored. Sorry, I also have hockey going on. So, my bad. Oh, we don't need this. I have the best viewers, actually. I don't need streamboo.com to get me some viewers. I get the best viewers. We're chatting with them right now. But the query doesn't feel safe to you. So the insert seems safe, but the query doesn't feel safe to you. Usually you see the client do their query with question mark placeholders for the values, which are prepared statements, so it's safe. No. Valid question. I don't know. I don't usually do things like this. Ways to do this. I've seen it like what I've done here. I've also seen oh, that's just a mess. Don't look at the feedback. That raises other questions. They're probably all gonna look the same now, actually. Hold on. This all does the same thing, and that's annoying. Where ID equals this thing. I don't know where it is. I was building a different thing because I can't stop building different ideas, and I like to chase it. You know, there are worse things I could chase the dopamine on. This is definitely like building different apps that never see the. Is it mute? Is it back? I hope it's back. It looks like it should be working. So if it's not working, that's an issue. But I think it should be working. Yeah, I like to chase the dopamine, and if this is the worst thing that I'm chasing the dopamine on, then like, that's okay by my end. Oh, it was pocket budget. Hold on. Yeah, close the window, please. That one. Pocket budget, GitHub. Sure. One sec. Hold on. Because I was writing more of the SQL myself for that one. GitHub.com. I really should probably get like a separate work GitHub, but that's lame. What did I call it? Was it cargo? I think it was cargo for the. That looks right. Yeah, backend. Oh, these are protocols, aren't they? I was doing everything in memory, so it doesn't really matter. Haha. That's great. So it's not, I'm not gonna be able to actually show anything. I love when I think I have examples and I don't. Oh, here it goes. User Postgres. That's creating the table. It's gonna show the exact same. Never mind. I thought I had a way to do it. But there were lots of different. I've seen them before where they have the $ in them. And I thought I've done that before, but I guess not. Anyway, I tried. I'm really sorry. So yeah, I don't know. This is my first foray into like backend type things. So this is what we're going with. I am really leaning on the back of AI for this. So we'll see what happens. Hold on one sec. Where'd my phone go? It says I have a text message, so. That's what I think also. Or it's like the equivalent, at least for this one. I don't know what question mark in the query actually means, to be honest. I don't know. This is my first time for it. All right, so we have this function, format date for Postgres. Have we not learned? We're not gonna make it private, private. Can you please make a test in @usage to test format date for Postgres? And only that. Yeah, I don't know what the question mark means. I think this is like what I'm supposed to be doing to input the variables in. That's what it looks like also in like the examples. So like here, how to send them parallelize, and then also if we go to Hummingbird, examples, or where's the code? I mean the started Postgres Neo repository. Oh, this is what I was following. Where'd it go? To run an SQL query. Wait a sec. If you look closer, the query looks like it's got an SQL injection. That's a classic security issue, except that's not the case here because of string interpolation. So this is what it says to do. So I was kind of like following the guidance here. We insert them this way. I don't quite know what this, oh, I guess because it's a column name, and whereas like order, is order a keyword? Probably. Oh, it's just escaping the, never mind. No, it's escapes. Well, but why would you need the quotes there? Oh, yeah, I'm guessing it's a keyword. Trying to escape out the keyword. Yeah, keyword order by. Okay. So yeah, that's what the case was. They're trying to do. All right, so it's going to try last day of month. I mean, I just need one test. Like, come on. Okay, the middle of the month is perfectly fine. That's all that's needed. Make sure this runs properly first, right? So we can do March 15th at 2:30:45. Make sure that it actually like runs properly. It's running the test. Great, that works. Now inside usage repository tests, user usage repository. Go here. That's being tested. We're actually going to be using that here, so it gets that month string normalized. Let's go see if the test runs now. That's all I want it to do is work. Why? Okay, so now we have for type date. Awesome. This we should be able to fix though. Well, AI should be able to fix. Please fix the code based on this error. I would like to keep. Let's just see if it'll fix it based on this error. Ugh. I do a lot of like, can you fix this? Like copy paste, like the error and paste it in, that type of thing. Okay, so that becomes invalid. Oh, I really don't want to use unsafe SQL. Hold on. Can you please fix it without unsafe SQL? Okay, so what? What's it doing? Because I don't... Oh, it's removing the quotes. Okay. Sure. Let's see if this works. Test. All right, so that worked. We are now able to find things after we written it. So this works here for the normalized month. I think now we can probably run the whole thing and it should work. Whoops, run all of the tests, please. Oh, and we can go back to cleaning it up. Boom, and it all works. Sweet. All right, let's run all of the data tests, and this is gonna take some time and takes like like 10, 15 seconds. Crap. Okay, well, we'll go through the feedback next. I knew that I was gonna have issues, so it's better to have issues and figuring them out. The reason why it also has to take so long is because of the... I have to run these all serially, so it just takes a little bit longer because I have to run so that the database can clean up and all that jazz. Seeing the font ligatures that they use are fun. Yeah, the font ligatures are always fun for me. I like them a lot. I like the knots. It makes it easier for me to read. And then also like arrows also make it easier. It does make it hard sometimes though when you whenever I'm like debugging with like coworkers and they're like, I don't understand like what exactly is the actual like thing that is typed there for the arrow or whatever, because it'll do something weird, right? Where it's just not expecting it. Like something like that. And it's like, okay, well, what is it? But yeah, I like them. I think they're fun. It makes it easier for me to read, to be honest. This one does something cool too, where if I could do like, it highlights the to do and like a pill, which is fun. And then there's also, I think it does fix me. I think there was another one. No. I don't remember what the others are. The only downside with those is that they don't work with like Xcode to-dos. So that's a little lame, like with that. And then obviously it didn't get highlighted by VS Code either, or by cursor, which is what gets the highlight here. It just does itself, which like I don't mind it doing itself. I just wish it would work with the Xcode to-dos at the same time. All right, let me commit what I have real quick. But the feedback isn't actually right. Let's get rid of feedback. All right, usage, create and find usage feedback, usage tracking. Can I link something for Postgres Neo? That seems neat, even though I'm not familiar. Yes, go for it. You should be fine to link anything, to be honest. Someone made a macro for it. Ooh, that's nifty. I really want to play with macros. Like other people's macros. There's also one. Scoots macro. So this one, I don't think this is right. Hold on. I know it's his thing, but I don't. So basically, he made he made macros to work with Hummingbird. So when you wanted to declare routes, you can do at get and stuff like that instead of having to do the full controller thing. But yeah. Ooh, creates a Postgres prepared statement from a decorated query string. Oh, so if you do the select, then you ID, pass it through, it's gonna create a better, because you're actually passing in like exactly where they are. Interesting. And then it would, yeah. Or bling one. Yeah, that is definitely more type safe. You're not wrong. That's cool. I'll keep an eye on it. I don't like that it's failing code cov. Let's talk about over engineering here. Again, I don't know what the question mark is, but I've definitely seen the bling sign before in here. But like, what does a bling one mean? So it's this given. So age is the column name, right? And then is this age gonna be like this int here? So then it'll say, oh yeah, append age. So then it's gonna say, hey, find, I see, the bling one becomes age. So then it's like, find all the users that are less than 10 if 10 was the age. Okay, it's just it's a performance tool. I need to look into it and read more about what I'm doing, to be honest. But it makes a prepared statement for our performance tools with the question mark if it validates and plans the query. Then you can execute the statement with some values and it actually runs it. Rather than a query doing it all, validate and run a prepared statement. Oh, it's like making a function inside. Okay, I get it. It's like making a function inside like SQL basically. But you just get to plug and play the numbers. I got it. Okay, so like in core data, like predicates we use like the bling one, right? Like, prepare my statement as, yeah, so like I'm okay, so it's basically the, I mean, I guess that makes sense because core data is like SQLite, right? So like, hold on, oh, I'm using Swift data in that one, so that's fine. Okay, not really bling, but like in core data, when we're trying to make predicates, we do self equals %at, and then we pass in the object ID. So it's this idea here. Like this would technically be a, bear with me, like just to relate it to what I have. This would be like a prepared statement slightly, and then this is like the value that passes in. But yeah, let me fix it. Hold on. I should just really turn off auto mod, I guess. There you go. Rather than a query doing it all, validate and run. Okay. On it, then I thought it was just a safety thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. I'm learning all these things. Again, like someone on YouTube was like, "Hey, how many years of experience and all that jazz have you had?" And I was like, 5. But I'm also self-taught, so I'm learning these things as I go. So here we are. Yeah, it was the typo. I actually don't turn off auto mod because I've had people come in and be very rude, and it actually does help and save things a little bit, or at least catches it to where I can like ban them quickly. But notice that I don't stream at that time anymore. Yeah, you don't know what you don't know, or you don't know like the right terms like to even look up. Like you kept saying prepared statements, and finally I was like, okay, I'm gonna just Google what it is, because I don't know, it seems like one of those things that you should just know, but I didn't, obviously. And then, well, here we are. I looked it up, and it's okay. All right. Yeah, no, definitely. You don't know what you don't know, which is actually why I've really liked like the AI, the way that I've been working with AI, because it's usually like I use it to make all of these things, like all these different like documents to prepare to build. And then I have it like deep dive more into like why and how, and like get to like explain more to me than just like, let me blindly accept it. Or like I make it give me options first before just blindly accepting it at the same time. You just start doing something you should have been doing for the last 5 years, and judging my coroutine scope in Kotlin. Seemed fine without it. It is better now. It is better now. I don't know, but you were told to do it, yeah. What is coroutine scope? Is it better now? You don't know. Oh, you don't know if it's better now, but you were told to do it. Like, you're gonna get me to look up Kotlin and figure this out. And who knows? Maybe Mono's gonna rub off enough that I'll start like Android development soon. But what is coroutine? Launch AC. Okay, so they're like the async stuff, like threading and all that. Got it. Toying with the dark side. I mean, gotta have fun somehow, I guess, right? I already thought I was going like to the dark side by trying to do the back end side of things and with all that jazz, but even more so now with the going into the Kotlin world to figure that out. Yeah, seeing how AI codes, like that is, yeah, learning a lot from how AI codes, and then also asking it to explain has been like amazing. Cause yeah, I mean, granted, I have to ask it to explain and then say, hey, please don't change your answer. Can you just explain your answer? Like, it'll be okay. I just want to know what you're doing. And it really helps like start to learn more of like the vocabulary and then learn more of like different patterns at the same time. All right. Oh, I need to update. I actually let it, y'all, I was an adult. I also let a domain expire. So I've now lost the domain heyj.coffee, which I really liked. But I don't need 5 million domains that go to the same thing. So I need to go and fix all my links now from heyj.coffee to other things. But that is a different time. So in Swift, you use task, but in Kotlin, we use a coroutine scope, and we should be using the correct scope. And if you're on an IO scope, you cannot. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So just different tasks and different actors, basically. It's like, because like in Swift, you use a task to get to a different like thread and whatnot. But if you want to, and it could be on a different, could come on a different like actor at the same time. But yeah. Front end leads to back end leads to Kotlin, and Kotlin is just suffering. Leads to suffering. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. People seem really happy with Kotlin, so as Wise Today once said. As Wise Yoda once said, man, typos are getting all of us today. You're creating new scopes each time, which is apparently bad. I could see that being bad. And especially if you're not closing them or whatever, they're just not. Yeah, I get it. Makes sense. All right, let's figure out what's happening here. If it's anything like before, and a lot of stuff going on that didn't need to go on, can you go away? All right, so this is going to create a feedback. Oh no, hold on. Where's the first one that fails? This one. Okay, so there's like trailing, I like this. Trailing junk after numeral literal. Okay. That's really, really useful. I am sure it is with my like mess of a SQL script that I wrote. Yeah, I know. I know it failed. We can stop telling me it failed. It's fine. But I wonder if where it's failing. So again, I think that this repo adds it and then just reads from the row that's collected. Yeah. So I don't need to do the part that I just deleted, which was verify feedback is stored. Like that's already gonna happen in here. Did we score? Sorry, I again have hockey going on underneath. Ooh. Yeah. Can't run into the goalie like that. All right. Sorry. Again. Okay, so I wonder. I mean, I know the issue. I know it's, however. Well, no, hold on. Wait, go back. Feedback. Okay, create. So the issue is going to be somewhere in here. Can we make this query actually better at this point? So when running this test, I get the following error. We need to do a better job at creating the SQL. Wow. At feedback repository, create. Whenever we do the create, is it inputting the query as unsafe? We should really not be using unsafe SQL. The UUIDs aren't quoted. It's unsafe. Yeah, okay. Sure. Hi Deke. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Alright, so we're gonna refactor to avoid the SQL, unsafe SQL. The issue is that manually building the query string loses Postgres Neo's automatic quoting. I know, right? Unsafe SQL is completely unsafe? Who would have thought? Maybe that's why it's called unsafe SQL. Wild. Hold on. I have to go yell at my dog real quick. I'll be right back. Hey. Hey. Adam, help. Your brain hurts. You need a duck ASAP. Hold on. Hold on. Do I have a duck for you? It's in the same part of the world, at least. It's a little koala duck. Anyway. Probably a menace, but it is from Outback Steakhouse. Whenever they were doing their, like, drink ducks. And yes, I do just have a bag of rubber ducks next to me right now because they need to go back to the Jeep, but they haven't yet. So here we are. Oh no, we're going to have issues with the screen share again. Oh, why did I do this? Why did no one remind me that this is what happened? Oh no. I mean, this could also just be the way of, Ecamm finally telling me that it's time to call it quits. It's never gonna work. Just stop. Come back. But how will y'all know how I end up yelling at whatever it is? Yelling at this. Because I can tell you right now, this is doing way more than I want it to do. Stop. So it was doing a million other things, and that is not what I want. I can go away. I know you want your, I know. Action. Hello, darkness. Oh, you missed the beginning. Yeah, this was not, this is not great. I am, Coco subscribed to me so I could possibly solve this issue with money. I'm guessing it's like a resource issue. It might also be I need to update Tahoe. I don't know what's going on, but all I know is that Ecamm doesn't actually show what I'm working on, which is annoying. considering this is what I need it to do. My dog's getting upset. Sydney's getting the cat's getting upset. I think this is gonna be the end of the stream tonight, because as much as I'm gonna keep going and working on this and figuring it out. But as much as I want to, I don't think I don't think Ecamm's gonna let me, at least for the time being, do this. So was a fun time. It was a fun time. I really appreciate everyone who came out and chatted. I just don't want to deal with troubleshooting Ecamm for right now. I will see about moving this all into OBS, and maybe OBS will just be better. But I don't know. If I know anything from Nutter's stream, it is not much better. Is he streaming, by the way? Is he live yet? Usually he goes live soon-ish. That's my goal. Oh yeah, we're going. We are going to Nutterfy. Sweet. All right, let's go check out Nutter's stream. He is, if you're new here, he is another Twitch coder stream. All right, y'all. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I will see y'all over on Nutter's stream. Let's go soon. Now, maybe. All right, going.